Hey, good morning, everyone. This is Wes Fryer in Charlotte, North Carolina. Today is Wednesday, November 19th, 2025, and I want to talk about ICE and BCP, Border Control Protection, here in Charlotte, North Carolina. So, we are living in some really surreal times, and thankfully, I've had an opportunity just in the last 2 days to interact on social media with some different people that really disagree with some of my perceptions of reality and some of my opinions. I think this can be valuable, especially when it's in its civil discourse, which in one case, this is a classmate of mine from college who I've known for years, and we've interacted in different times, and I really appreciate the chance to have some dialogue. Like, it can be really hard, like nigh impossible, especially when people don't know each other, but to actually have a dialogue, like a meaningful exchange of perceptions via social media, because the platforms don't tend to be great at that. They're better at letting us just amplify folks we agree with and kind of live in an echo chamber. And I think it's important to find people we trust and who we want to listen to. That's key. All right, I'm going to link here in the comments, and I'm sharing this as a Facebook Live, but I'll also download this and put this on YouTube, so I'll share it there too. I posted my text response to my friend on Facebook yesterday, where I'm trying to explicate and explain what I perceive is happening right here in Charlotte, North Carolina. It's before school. I'm getting in the habit maybe once a week of doing these kind of videos, and why I am acting to try to support our immigrant neighbors, okay? So I'm going to just summarize it real briefly. Number one, I think we should follow the law, okay? I am a former member of the United States Air Force. I'm a veteran. I'm an honorably discharged United States Air Force veteran. And I raised my hand, when I became a cadet at the Air Force Academy and when I was commissioned on May 27th, 1992, to support and defend the Constitution of the United States. All right. I believe in the values of the Constitution of the United States. I believe that we should follow the law. I believe that immigrants, whether they have come here legally or illegally, are subject to the law and should follow the law. And I think that law enforcement should follow the law. And I didn't even mention this, but in the discussion after the initial post, my friend talked about open borders. I don't believe we should have, quote, open borders. I think we need immigration reform. I was really sad to see in the late fall of 2024, just before our last presidential election, what I felt were some good faith efforts to have bipartisan immigration reform, and those were opposed, and it's just unfortunate. We really need compromise in our political system. It's the bedrock of a representative democracy, a multi-ethnic, multi-party. We don't have all the parties of Europe, and we could talk about that, but we've got two main parties, and we need to be able to compromise and reach some agreement. And it's very unfortunate that immigration is one of these things that hasn't been dealt with. Here's what's really upsetting, and I could not remain silent and have this happen around me, and I don't know how anyone could. Today, we literally have masked agents dressed in black tactical gear, okay, who are not operating with a warrant issued by a judge. They are driving around our city in unmarked vehicles, and they are abducting people. They are, in some cases, using rifles to break open the windows of trucks and cars. They are pulling people from their vehicles, and they are arresting them and abducting them. I heard one of our commissioners for Mecklenburg County, which is the county here in Charlotte, talk on the radio yesterday, coming back from school. And he explained that they have reached out to law enforcement. Law enforcement is not communicating with our local officials, the federal law enforcement agents who are doing this. And they are not only are they not coordinating, they're not even announcing who they're arresting, where they've taken them. And apparently these folks don't even have the opportunity to make a phone call, which we're supposed to have, right? You get arrested in the United States, you get to make a phone call. I want my phone call. Haven't we all seen that innumerable times on television? And we've heard about this. There's Miranda rights that we have. And these folks they're being moved to secret locations. And we don't even know who's been arrested, where they are. Folks, This is the United States of America. We're not living in Argentina during the Dirty War. We're not living in Russia. We are living in the United States of America. And today, and one of the things I pointed out is there's an excellent article that I linked, and again, I'll put this in the comments here. I write a Substack called Resist and Heal, okay? And so I summarize my comments there. This isn't just some news article that I've read and I have no connection to. One of the main people interviewed is Jennifer Roberts, and she's our former mayor in Charlotte, and she's also a friend. She goes to our church. I know her. I visit with her, not every week, but I did on Sunday at our potluck after church. She's not making this up. This isn't just some twisted, oh, somebody's fabricating this. Oh, this is fake AI generated content. No, this is happening. And I've read multiple news sources, and this is beyond distressing. This is horrific. All right. And so what am I doing? I am supporting organizations like Indivisible Charlotte, who has partnered together with, I think, about 6 or 7 other organizations, many of whom have a direct focus of supporting immigrant communities in Charlotte. And I'm supporting them. One of these groups is offering a free training, an ICE verifier training. I haven't been to one of these before, but I think part of this has to do with being out and available to help document what's happening. I'll share more about this after I hopefully get to go to this training tonight. But one of the things that we have today as citizens in the world, okay, is what I'm using right now, and it's my smartphone. I am recording, I am sharing, I am going to share links. We have the ability to use mobile technologies and the global internet to document, in some cases, things that are happening that shouldn't be happening. The overreach of enforcement agents, okay? Think about George Floyd and the murder of George Floyd, because he was murdered by a police officer in Minnesota, and he is in prison as he should be, all right? I have friends that are police officers. I have friends that are veterans. The vast majority of folks that I know are great. They're good people, okay? But sometimes it does happen that we have overreach. And what's unfortunately happening here in Charlotte is a calculated and intentional overreach of federal power. And we need to peacefully and legally and in a coordinated way have direct nonviolent action to oppose and protest this overreach and these unconstitutional acts. All right, so I'm on my own time. I'm using my own device. I'm sharing my own opinion. All right, this opinion does not reflect the opinion of my employer or others. This is Wes Fryer. Okay, I have a constitutional right to share my opinion, and I think kidnapping and arresting people with masked folks that don't have badges, that don't identify themselves, and then taking people to secret locations where they cannot contact their family or a lawyer, and nobody even knows who's been taken. This is insane. And this is what's happening in Charlotte, North Carolina right now. And this is what many groups, including Indivisible Charlotte, are opposing and working to end. Okay? Because this should not be happening. We should have law enforcement officials who follow the law. I hope you have a great day.